Hello everyone, it's Alexandra. Welcome to the part number 5 of our tutorial series for making the Natural History mini book. I remind you that up to this point we have assembled 4 pages, and today we're going to work on the page number 5 as well as on the pockets for the inside of the front and back cover. In the previous parts of our tutorial, I have already showed you how to assemble similar elements that we used on other pages. That's why I went ahead and cut out everything I'm going to need for assembling the page number 5 ahead of time. And I'm only going to show you today how to put everything together, what's the sequence of adhering the pockets, and we will also work on the paper layers, which we are going to need for embellishing the inside of the front and back covers. And for those elements, I also went ahead and cut everything out. Let's begin to assemble our 5th page now. I will put the envelope with the fussy cut elements away for now, and I will also put aside the piece that looks like this. This is how you are going to cut it, by the way. I'm also going to put aside for now the cover for our future booklet that will be held on our 5th page. I'm going to put aside for now the pocket that will hold that natural history booklet, and I only want to mention, maybe you want to know the size of the acetate piece that I used for the opening. So here is the measurement for you. Make sure that you glue it closer to the edge of the pocket, which doesn't have the flap. I'm going to put away the double-sided card that looks like this, and also the large tag that I have already assembled and glued together. Don't forget to distress all the edges of those pieces. This is just a collaged paper piece that we can use later as well. And we will only be left for now with the base page number 5 and with the pockets. One larger one, and the second pocket will be smaller. Now in the second pocket we have a see-through window. For punching out the window, I used the 1-inch circle punch. The measurement for the acetate piece is right here. When you glue the acetate on top of the opening, make sure that you center it between the side flaps, and also make sure that it's not glued down too close to the bottom flap so that you can fold it with no problem. Then you can also see that I have used a piece of clear tape and adhered it along the top edge of the acetate. And that's because when we will slide the card into this pocket, we don't want the card to get caught on this acetate lip, so to say. Right now I will take a larger pocket and I will fold my page together like so. I'm going to glue the pocket on top of the page along the bottom edge first and align this flap up with the bottom of the base page. Take a piece of clear tape and put it on top of that flap. When we slide our envelope or a tag or anything else inside the pocket, it doesn't get caught on that lip of the flap at the bottom. And this is something that I do encourage you to do whenever you can. Let's finish gluing this pocket down to the base page. Here we go. This pocket is now attached to the base page. Before I glue the next pocket onto the base page, I want you to have a look at the flaps. They are angled a little bit different from the rest of the flaps that we have in the kit, and that's because I want you first to fold the side flaps in, and then the bottom flap will be folded on top, and you will see that the flaps will overlap just a little bit. So I'm going to apply the glue, tiny amounts of glue, on the side flaps first, and then I'm going to fold the bottom flap on top. Since we can't apply the clear tape along the bottom flap in this case, it will be very much seen through the opening. I thought that gluing the flaps in that manner will actually help us slide the card into the pocket easier, because the side flaps will serve as certain channels and they will guide the card to the correct place, so to say. I will now apply the glue onto the flaps, onto all of them. And I will glue the pocket down closer to the bottom edge of the page. We will work on the reverse side of the page. This one here, I will also unfold everything so that it's flat, and I will take the vertical pocket with a see-through window, and I will apply the glue onto the long flap first. Then I will glue it down along the right hand edge of the paper. Similar to how we did it before, I'm going to leave about maybe 1/16 of an inch from the edge to the point where my pocket begins. I hope you can see that on video. There is a little bit of the paper showing here, and that's what I want us to do, please. Let's now take the glue and apply it to the short flaps and adhere our pocket to the base page. Our base page number 5 is almost ready. We already had the card assembled for this pocket here. The envelope will go into the larger pocket. Then we have the tag that will be placed inside the pocket page. Now, on the reverse side, we're going to store our booklet, Natural History booklet, and we need to add some pages to it. So how do we know what the size of those pages should be? We are going to measure this cover when it's unfolded, and mine is 7 3/4 by about 5 7/8. I prepared a few sheets of paper for this booklet, which are the same size as the cover for now. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets, okay, that I folded in half so that I can add them to the cover of the booklet. I'm going to use the same method as I used before already several times, and I'm going to poke the holes and attach the pages to the cover with the help of the staples. Okay, our booklet is ready. If you don't like the white edge of the pages that we have added to our booklet showing too much, you can first of all distress those edges, and you can also trim them off, but I think that I will just distress and be fine with that, because they're not showing that much, and I think I might even like it a little bit. I like the effect of the pages showing on the side. We'll have a chance to embellish the pages of this booklet a little bit later. At least I hope so, that I will include the process of adding various elements to it later in the upcoming parts of this tutorial. But this is our booklet that we will add to this page. Now we will get back to this element right here. Once I cut it out this way, I will be able to match the sides and fold it, glue it down together, and then I will use my scissors again for rounding this side of the little tag and distressing the edges. And here I have a fun element to use in my book. Let's move on now to the parts that we are going to use on the inside of our front and back cover. Let's have a look at what we have on these pages. We have, of course, we have the front and the back cover of our book. I'm going to put those pieces aside for now. Don't forget to distress all the edges. Now we have a piece that will be on the inside of the front and the inside of the back cover. Then we have two pockets that will be glued down onto this paper. We also have a corner pocket that will be glued down on this paper. We have a tag that will go inside the pocket on the front, and a little card that we will clip to the corner pocket with a paper clip. And we also have a cover of the booklet that we are going to create for the pockets on this page. Please distress the edges of all the elements. First, I have also fussy cut all of the additional elements that we have on these pages. I really like the little black labels that add a pop of color and a certain style, not only in this natural history book, but on any other project as well. I'm going to start with the inside of the front cover. First, we have our base. We have our pocket. I have punched out the openings with the 1-inch circle punch. When you do that, make sure that you fold your flaps in and punch through both the top layer of the paper and through the flaps together. I also want to give you the measurement for the piece of acetate that I used on this pocket. It measures 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and you will just glue it on top of the area with the punched out openings. Make sure that you still can easily fold in the flaps. Now I'm going to glue this pocket on top of my matting paper layer, and for doing that I will first apply the glue onto the bottom flap. I'm going to line the corner of the pocket with the corner of the paper under it. You will also see that the images that you have on the matting paper coincide nicely with the openings on the pocket. Now I will unfold the pocket like so and add a piece of tape, which is not long enough, onto this side of the flap so that it doesn't reach the image, the first image at the bottom, and also will not be seen through from the side when we glue the pocket on top. Once you have that done, you can add the glue to the side flap of the pocket and glue it in place. And this is how it will look. This tag will not be double-sided, so you are either welcome to distress its edges in the back or mount it onto some craft cardstock like I'm going to do. The borders of this tag should be either really small so that the images on the tag coincide with the openings when you tuck the tag behind, or you can just not have any borders at all, which is also fine. We just need this tag to be a little bit more stable, and that's why we are backing it with the cardstock. Just check what works best for you. I'm already going to use a paper clip and attach the card and this little tag to the pocket so that they don't get lost. That's the element for the inside of our front cover. Then let's work on the paper piece that will be glued down to the inside of the back cover. And we have two pockets to glue down onto the matting paper piece. We will start with the bottom one. We're going to apply the glue to the bottom flap, line it up with the edge of the page, look at the sides as well, make sure that you center the pocket. Now unfold the pocket and add a piece of tape like this. Now add the glue to the side flaps and adhere the pocket to the paper piece. The first pocket is done. Now for this pocket, you will need to find a perfect place. First, you will see that the image on the pocket repeats the image on the page. So you will try to match the text. I think I have it matched now. I will clip the pocket onto the page here at the side with the help of the bulldog clip, and I will apply the glue to the bottom flap while the pocket is still clipped to the page. Now I will fold the flap in. Okay, and glue it down. Oh, I still need to make sure that I center the pocket on top of the page. Now I can burnish. And now I can unfold the pocket and again add a piece of tape on top of the bottom flap. And next I can glue the side flaps down. This is how it will look like. We will now work on the little booklet that will go into one of the pockets on this page. This is how the cover will look like when you just cut it out. You have a flap and you have the two parts of the cover. You will fold the flap. Of course, you will fold your page together, making sure that the two parts of the cover are even along the long edge. And then you will need to check that you can easily fold this flap on top of this side of the cover. If not, I cannot fold it easily because the top layer begins to warp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little sliver off that paper layer along this edge. You will probably need to cut off that distressed edge, so that can give you a certain mark for how much you need to cut. So now when I fold the flap on top, everything stays completely flat, and that's what we need. So I will have to re-add the ink along that edge, and I will also add the ink on top of the fold line, because when you assemble your booklet cover, you will see that that area can show a little bit, so we want to cover it with the ink. I'm going now to add the glue and glue the cover together. You can distress the edges once again. Then you will fold the top flap in and you will measure your paper piece. Mine is about 3 3/8 by 5 3/8. So I have prepared a piece of craft cardstock of that size. I'm going to put the cardstock on top of this side of the printed cover and make sure that I line them up along this edge. So I just step on the desk and make sure that the two papers are lined up. Now I will hold it together and I will apply the glue to the flap and glue the flap down on top of the cardstock. Our cover is assembled and we need to add some pages to the inside. My pages will have to be 10 3/4 by 3 3/8. I have a few pages prepared here, and I think I also have 4 of them. There are 4. I folded them in half, and I'm going to add them to the booklet the same way as before. Make sure that you hold the pages together in the fold area right here tightly. And then you might need to burnish on top of the flap again, but this is how your booklet will look like. You can work on embellishing the inside pages later on, but I really like how it looks so far. I think I will add some more ink along the top here, and just as before, you can either trim the showing edges of the papers that you put in, or you can simply distress them with the ink. My plan was to have all of the cards with the vegetables and flowers to be put into these pockets on the inside of the back cover. Maybe also this little card here, and then the booklet would be stored just like that on this part of the page as well. Then we have the film strip that will be put into the pocket on the page number 5. And this is it for today. We have assembled the paper piece for the inside of the front cover, page number 5, and the paper piece for the inside of the back cover. Page number 5 joins the previous pages, and we have 5 of them ready. And in the next part of the tutorial, we're going to work on the binding. That's very exciting. We are very close to finishing our work on this project. I hope you have been enjoying it so far. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. I hope to see you back tomorrow. Bye!